Howdy, Beefalo Bart here, and welcome. God save the Queen. Well, this is the final of the Feral Hog missions, worth 3,600 GM, looking for one specific Feral Hog in the Canyon Creek area. Should be interesting. If I remember the area correctly, there is a bridge. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to carry the same loadout that I mentioned earlier, if you didn't watch the last stream, for doing the rangefinder mission. Well, let's go ahead and kick it off. I'm going to change scenes. Everything's going to go black for just a moment. I apologize for that. But, Loggers Point. And we're going to start at the field lodge. So you'll have stuff on the screen here in just a moment. Sorry, I was choking down a slice of pizza before or between the streams here and trying to get myself ready to go. So again, I'm going to use artillery. I'm going to make sure that I can take her down as quickly as possible with as little effort as possible. There were no other stipulations on it other than just killing her. Killing the one specific piebald, or it'll be kind of a mottled color pig. So hopefully she will be there, and hopefully I'll be able to spot her and get her down. Get her done within a short amount of time. Alright, so artillery 9.3 by 74R, we're going to keep you. I'm going to change this out, and we're going to carry, I don't know, side-by-side double barrel. Let's carry the Primal 12 gauge pump with slugs, and we'll carry the scope. And we got the 454. Equipment wise, we're fine. We don't need that. But I don't need to carry anything else. Honestly, I really don't need to carry anything else. I'm not going to carry a dog. That's it. What I'll probably do is actually hop in a Jeep and drive over to close to that location and then walk in the last little bit. So this shotgun here was only available at first as a special thing if you had the Hunter Primal. Let's see, where are we going here? Going that way. Alright, so I got this Jeep instead of the Jurassic Park because it was like 3 times as much money. But my first Jeep Wrangler was almost the same color. It was kind of a champagne gold metallic. Had 2 KC lights on the front bumper. It had a tube bumper when I first bought it. And yes, it was a YJ with the square headlights. Get your jokes out of it now, but I had the, well, at first there was no top at all on it, and ended up running the, what they call spice colored top. But I picked this one because it looked like my first Jeep. And no, it's not full of gas. I'm 98 now. So let's go ahead and look at the map really quickly. This is the area we're going to go. So I'm just going to push it to right here. In fact, we'll just stay on the roads for now. And when we get to here, I will jump out and walk. So yeah, that was my first Wrangler that I personally owned. Before that, I didn't have any other Jeeps. I had a full-size Ford Bronco, and a Isuzu Amigo, and I always loved those. Going way, way, way back in the late 80s, before I graduated from high school. Mushroom. Sorry. I joined the National Guard and was still in high school at the time. And was driving at the time a 1970 Volkswagen Bug. Love that car. I pull up there to go to my first, meeting with my unit and everything else and whatnot, and I'm like, oh, well, you're driving a Bug, so you know how to drive a stick shift, I assume. I'm like, yeah, of course. I'm like, okay, well, you're the captain's driver. Okay. So it was the captain's driver, and back then there were no Humvees. No such thing. We still had quarter-ton Jeeps. M151 Jeeps. Not true Jeeps because they were made by Ford, but you get the point. They weren't the Willys Jeeps like from World War II, but pretty much along the same lines. So the M151 Mutt, it got me spoiled driving a Jeep, and I absolutely loved it. And later on, we did get the Humvees before I ended up switching over to active duty Army. I did physically transfer. This was before all that stuff in the desert happened. So, whenever I changed over, right before I changed over from National Guard to active duty, is when we got the Humvees. Hated them. Hated the Humvee. All right, where are we? All right, road up here on the right. Man, I put that little Jeep through some places. Being in this area, our closest military base was Fort Stewart, Georgia. For armor, that is. And we were a mechanized infantry unit. Shouldn't be that far away from where we need to go. There were some tank trails that, if you wanted to save a little bit of time, quote unquote, they were listed on the map, so you can actually take. Well, I guess you're splitting the road. You could actually just, hey, it shows that it's shorter on the map. So that's male hog. We don't want male hog. I can just, take this tank trail, and it'll save me oodles of time, right? So we know that male is over there. We're going to take the left split and actually walk away from him. So we need to go right over here. If I'm not mistaken, if we walk over to here, there's a bridge that goes across there. So yeah, I've cut through a couple tank trails here and there, and yeah, you really did need the four-wheel drive, and that little Jeep just chugged right along. Only got stuck one time in that Jeep, and I blame the lieutenant. It wasn't my captain, but it was a lieutenant that I had with me at the time. We were doing a recon, and we're out there at Fort Jackson. Not going to crouch walk right now, because if I come up on anything, I would much rather them flee than attack me. I'd rather scare them first. So, yeah, doing this recon, and finished up reconning the area we needed to go, and the lieutenant's like, all right, well, let's head back. I'm like, okay, no problem. So I start turning around on the road, doing a nice little three-point turn and doing the right thing. He's like, what are you doing? This is a Jeep. Take it off-road. Okay. What, you can tell a lieutenant no? So I was like, okay, no problem. I cut into the field. He's like, hey, just go over that way. I'm like, okay, you're going to side seat drive. I see how this is going to go. And I was like, well, the road's like right there. We need to head back because, I have other things to do besides shuttle your butt around. Of course, I didn't want to say that, And he's telling me, go here, go there, turn here, turn there, that kind of stuff. And I'm like, whatever. And doing what he says. And he's like, well, cut between those two trees over there. And you know, okay, no problem. I see a little set of tire wipes, a little bit of water in it. You know, nothing. You know, like a couple gallons of water. It's like nothing. So I was like, okay, whatever. So I downshifted and right on through. And he keeps pointing in different directions for me to go. And hey, we're at Canyon Creek. So I was like, hey, go between those two trees. I'm like, okay. So I see another bit of water, and the queen is roaming the valley. Be very careful. We're in the area, and I'm scared. Okay, I see the bridge over there. So hopefully I'll see her down in the valley, and I can snipe down on her. That's the theory, at least. See, I downshifted, hit a little bit of water there, and what I didn't know was just on the other side of where that was pretty much mud that was like quicksand. You couldn't see it because there was leaves and pine straw and whatnot covering over the top of it. And as soon as that little lightweight Jeep hit it, that's all she wrote. Stuck. It was so bad that they ended up having to get an armored personnel carrier, an M113. We didn't have Bradleys yet. This is like Stone Age in the Army. No, we didn't have horses that I know of. So yeah, I'm like, okay, we're stuck. I just reached back, and the radios, I had 3 radios in that Jeep, and they were, good God, these big, massive frickin' units. And I mean, we're talking about, there was 2 of them stacked on top on one fender in the back and one on the other fender in the back. They were so freaking big that we're talking about, they're about 1.5 feet deep, about 10 inches tall each, and about 1.5 feet wide. They're huge, huge radios. So to have 2 of them stacked on one side, it completely just filled up that whole fender well, you know, the top of the fender. I'm going to go to the bridge and kind of scout from the bridge. Hopefully I'll see something there. So I reached back for the microphone, which is kind of like the old school telephone headset, you know, the big headsets. And I was reaching back for that, and he was like, well, you're not going to try to get us out? I'm like, we're done. You know? Well, at least try. I'm like, okay, no problem. So I put it in first gear and let off the clutch, and all 4 tires just spinning. Put it in reverse, all 4 tires spinning. I'm like, yeah, we're not going anywhere. So I go to reach back for the radio again to call for help. That's why I have radios, you know. Come in handy for stuff like that. No, I'm not even going to call right now for pigs, because that male was right back over there, and I don't want to deal with shooting that male because it might kill me, and then scaring off the queen and that kind of stuff. So that's why I'm not calling, if you're wondering. But yeah, like, okay, well, it's a nice little bench out in the middle of nowhere. That's cool. Can't sit on them though. I get out, and he's like, well, you got a shovel? I'm like, yeah, I got a shovel. So I grabbed a shovel full of mud, slung it, and the mud was like soup. It just kind of rolled right back in again. You can see, kind of pointless. Not going to be able to dig it out fast enough before it rolls back in on top of everything. The suction's holding us into the mud. Well, don't you have a winch? I'm thinking, did you see a winch on this damn Jeep? No, technically the old Jeeps, the front axles had on the hub, which is, you know, the very center portion of where the rim is, if you don't know what the hub is. The center portion of the hub had this little D-ring, essentially, that was there. And you had a metal bar, you could shove it into that, and then... Hey, antler. You could hook up a chain or a rope to that and put it in gear, and it would turn the wheel and wrap the chain or rope around the little spindle. And so technically that was a winch. But I didn't tell him that. So, besides, I didn't have but like a 4-foot section of chain, and that's pretty much it. Bridge crossing. Cross at your own risk. Well, I don't see any pigs out there, and this bridge looks pretty darn nice to me. So, get here towards the middle of the bridge, and I'll start scouting around and start calling and see if we can find Miss Piggy. I mean, the Queen. We wouldn't want to, kill Kermit's wife, So after finally convincing this lieutenant, Butterbar, mind you, that we're stuck. We're not going to go anywhere. I'll go ahead and call now. She's going to be down there in that valley somewhere. Thankfully, you can't fall off the bridge this way. And there is an achievement for crossing this bridge, as far as I remember. So yeah, finally they got a deuce and a half came out. M35A2 deuce and a half. It couldn't pull me out. So they finally ended up having to get an armored personnel carrier and hooking up a block and tackle, pulley and ropes and stuff to finally get me out of that. That thing was stuck. And I figure if you're going to do something, do it right. I don't see a pig. So we're going to start glassing from top down. Just in case. She might be stuck up here. The Queen wouldn't be stuck up. I wouldn't say that, but... And before we come through here... She is going to be down there. Just don't know where. It's going to be scary. You don't want to go down there. I might get killed. And let's glass over here. So, am I being scared? No. I'm not being scared. I'm just being cautious. She might kill me. I don't see a thing. It's maybe that it knows that since it said, gave me the message saying that she's in the valley. And to be careful. So apparently I have triggered something to say that I'm in the area. And thinking of how, game design and gaming and how things worked. You have event triggers and things of that nature. Might need to go back on that side, go down that way, come over here and kind of work my way down that ridge maybe and come into it. This way, you might be able to come down this side. But it may not trigger the spawn for her if I'm up here on the bridge. I need to be down there on the valley floor for it to actually trigger the spawn. So that's what I would do if I was the developers for making this mission work. I would set up a mission trigger that's based on, since you're in this valley area, would be a collision box essentially that would have a bound that until you physically are inside that area, and it would be down and extend up to a certain point of height in that canyon. So that if you're not in that box, then she will not spawn. That's just my way of thinking. Might be able to get down there. So what you say? Let's see if we can make it down this way without getting killed. I've got first aid kits, so hopefully if I do injure myself getting down there, then I can heal myself enough to continue. So yeah, having that that box, essentially, it's a box collision. It could be called. Essentially, that's what it would be called in Unreal Engine 4. Would be a box collision. And until you reach a certain volume, or reach into that volume, or you could scale it up to where it's going to encompass this entire region here for the valley. And then whenever you do step into that box, clip into it. Ooh, it's steep there. It would just like spawn actor from class if you were doing an Unreal Engine 4. Oh, shit. Yeah, it'd spawn actor from class, and it would just spawn this one NPC. So therefore, you're good. Yeah, I'm going out in the middle of the open first. Let's go ahead and take the scope off of the pistol, because this is going to be a lot faster to get on target than with the scope. I'm pretty sure that she's going to follow the same basic AI behavior tree. We might as well go ahead and go back in this way since we know that it ends. This is going to be the closest end. And just eliminate this from the possibility of being the area where can or cannot spawn. So we'll get this bottom level done, and if I don't see her by the time I clear this entire bottom area, then we'll know that she just didn't spawn. I'm assuming she's not going to be anything out of the ordinary. Might be, a decent size. The fact that it's female, it's not going to be that many points. Might get 3 GM for killing her in game, but the fact that it is a final mission, it's 3,600 GM for completing the mission, but the points for killing her, I'm only going to get maybe 3 GM for killing her. I fully don't expect for her to be like huge and ginormous and this big 400, 500, 600 pounder. Okay, in game, the 308 pistol, whether it's the Wolfspit edition or any of the other 2 editions of the 308 pistol, is actually based off the Thompson Center Contender or Thompson Center Encore pistol in real life. May not seem very interesting because it's a single shot pistol, but the cool thing about it is you can quickly change calibers by popping the handguard off, popping the barrel off, putting another barrel back on, and putting the handguard back on. And you can go from centerfire to rimfire, because the hammer had a little thing you could turn, and it would, or flip, I can't remember, that would allow you to go from the centerfire to the rimfire hammer pin, so to speak. So you could switch between 22 long rifle and 45-70 if you wanted. I mean, you can get rifle calibers in it. Hence, in the game, we can get 308. But I didn't have 308. The primary barrel that I had for it was 45 long Colt 410 shotgun combined in one barrel. And what was that? Okay. Yeah, I'm getting a little jumpy. It was a mule deer, and I had a 30-30 barrel for it, and that was the primary barrel that I hunted with, was with the 30-30 barrel. And had an opportunity to hunt. And I won't say where because it wasn't a very well-known thing that you could actually do this. Let's just say that whenever you did want to hunt, you had to file a request, and it took sometimes 3 months to get approved. And whenever you did get approved to go hunt, then it required having that area's police department would have to go out because it was in a park. I'm not talking about like Yosemite or something like that. We're talking think New York City Central Park area. So imagine if you were trying to get a permit to hunt Central Park. That wouldn't happen in New York, but you get the idea. It was that kind of a city area's park. That's all I can really say about the location. I'm getting ready to grab my real 1911 and go next door and put about 7-8 holes in my neighbor's motorcycle so he'll stop revving the friggin' engine. Seriously. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but he's a nice guy. He knows that I live stream in the evenings, but he also knows that, I won't get into it. But why the hell would you need to keep revving up the engine on your motorcycle once you've already pulled into your driveway and your home, other than just to piss off your freaking neighbors? Anyway, so yeah, this park, and I had this single shot, like in game it would be the 308 pistol, but I was using a 30-30 caliber barrel. It was a 10-inch barrel. Feral Hog, female, over towards the water. Huh. And I'd set up a, there was a stand set up there. It was kind of a makeshift, but it was a tree stand. I'd set up there, and so whenever you set up, you go up, you get in the stand. The police will set up vehicles and post, because people would actually go jogging through there. This is an active park. It's not like it's middle of a national forest somewhere. A little tip: when possible, use high ground. So you have the line of sight to look around and get above the vegetation. So yeah, they would station the police officers around the area to try to warn people to stay clear of that area of the park. They were having a problem with hogs, and they were getting rather large. And hogs can get defensive, and they will attack if provoked, or if they feel like you've encroached on their domain. A little quick tip: if you tab away to get your hunter mate, you can tab again and go back to what you were holding before you pulled out your hunter mate. So like this, if I'm wanting to look at my hunter mate and get an idea of my bearings, look around, I can hit tab again and go back to my gun. So yeah, whenever you do shoot, and they have to know that you're a marksman. They have to know your abilities with a firearm, and I'd already proven myself quite a few times. In fact, actually, the pistol that I was using, I actually won it as one of the top prizes from a pistol shooting event. So once you fire, they will wait about 10 minutes, and then they will come in and check on you to make sure that you're okay, and if you killed something, then they would take it. And thankfully, whenever you harvested an animal, in this case pigs, they would actually take the pig from you. They would haul it away, they would, you know, let you take pictures and stuff like that. It's not like you're in trouble for it because they know you're there. You know, this is something that's set up and a thing. So, but they would take it and go take it to a butcher shop. They would butcher it, and the meat would be taken to the one of the local homeless shelters. So it's not like the meat was wasted. So it was, you know, it's a positive thing that I was doing something for the park and that kind of stuff. So it's all positive, hunt, pest control, that kind of stuff. Anyway, I'd set up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, way before sunlight, and just after first light, I see the first hog come in, and I'm like, okay, and your blood starts pumping, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm ready to go. And, you know, you're thinking, okay, I can shoot this one. And then a second, a third came in, and, you know, tell they're females, and I'm like, okay, well, which one do I want to shoot now? I've got multiple choice. Now I got 3. And I'm like, okay, well, that one's the largest. Let's go with that one. And just ease the pistol up. She's called again. So we're going to set this one in and keep calling this pig right here. Look, keep checking my flanks. This may or may not be her. I don't know. And of course, so much meadow grass that, you know, if I try to lay in a prone, I'm not going to be able to get a prone shot. There's a rock right here. It might work. So whatever possible, I like to be in a prone position so I get the best possible shot. So yeah, I'm getting ready to ease the hammer back and make my shot, and it's like, okay, this is it, you know. And I had a scope on the pistol, and I'm looking through the crosshairs. I'm ready to go, and I just catch something in the corner of my eye, because with a pistol scope, you got that long eye relief, and you can see all around you and that kind of stuff. And I look, and there's this big frickin' male hog that walked out. You know, like, yo, you are so screwed. And the front shot. You don't really want to take a front shot on large pigs. And it's like, okay, no problem. I'll just do what I got to do here. It's 30-30 Winchester silver tips. I don't remember the bullet weight. It's like 150 or 170 grain. So I'm thinking, okay, you know, if I've got to take a skull shot, then shouldn't be that bad. Should be able to take a skull shot with this caliber of ammo. What's that? Piggy? That doesn't look like it would be her. Score 300 to 680. I'm going to take her anyway. So pretty much the same thing. Frontal shot, skull, not the best option overall. And I took the shot. Pig hit the dirt. I'm like, alright, cool. So you really want to not just rush right in. Zoom right back out. Give her a chance to walk a little bit. Come up over that rise. I'll try to get a body shot. And probably get the skull shot on there. But rather have a heart-lung shot if I can. Okay, like I said, I doubt that was her. But that's one less piggy that's squealing around here. Yeah, so I take my shot on that pig. Right through the head. Should have been a good brain shot. Should have just, you know, turned the light switch off, and the pig just, boom, hit the ground, dropped. No problem. Okay, I'm panicking. I want to go check out my kill, but you should always wait. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll have a cigarette. So I lit a cigarette, and I'm just puffing the hell out of it because I really want to get down there. But, it takes about 4 minutes to 7 minutes smoker's cough, to smoke a cigarette, and then there should be plenty enough time. So, didn't reload or anything, so I puffed the hell out of that cigarette, just ready to go check it out. And I hopped down out of the stand, and kind of good telling the story as I'm approaching my kill here. But get out of the stand, heart's beating 10,000 beats per minute. I mean, just, wide open, full throttle at this point. And it was like, oh, crap. And as soon as I get about from here to the pig away, in real life, and then that one just twitched a little bit too, the pig started getting back up. And I absolutely freaked out. Pull back the hammer, throw the pistol up on it, click. Oh shit, I forgot to reload. Snap it open, throw the empty out, throw a live round in there, bam! Put another shot in. It dropped and didn't move again after that, but oh yeah, that was a good shot. Feral Hog, female, score 322, CSS 1.8. Achievement unlocked for the rifle. 25 kills. Made a whole 2 GM for that kill. And that was not the queen. I figured it wasn't. It wasn't the right colors. But yeah, whenever that pig jumped back up like that, and it was everything I could do to get that pistol open, throw another shell in there, and fire that shot point blank. And the police roll in. They come over, and I'm still standing there, pistol pointing at this pig. I'm like, you okay? I'm shaking, and I'm like, yeah, you need to sit down. And I'm like, okay. And I unloaded the pistol, showed him it was empty, and then I had a shoulder holster for it. A big-ass holster for a big pistol like that. I put it back in the holster, and I'm just freaking out. I lit another cigarette, and just all kind of panicky. But I thought that was amusing as hell now. But back then, and that day, it freaked me out. A really good-sized pig. And that it was nice, the fact that they would take the pig and they would process it. You're welcome to go by the butcher shop and get some of the meat if you wanted it, but in the Army at the time, so I didn't really need it. I didn't have to pay for food. I just ate on post. But it was just nice that it went to a good use. It's not like you killed it and they just shoved it in a hole or left it out in the field to rot or whatever else. I know of a group of individuals that it is their profession to work at a specific airport. And again, I can't say which airport or anything about the people, but it's their job to basically sit in their own private tower. It's not like a aircraft control tower. It's a separate tower, but it is an actual building. Has an interior, air conditioning, all that kind of stuff. But it's their job to sit there and shoot deer, birds, whatever. They have like 37 millimeter flare launchers, shooting bird bombs, shotguns with bird bombs, which are just basically fireworks. They had placed out in different areas where it was just like basically big firecrackers to make a lot of noise, try to scare the birds off. They would end up having to go out there with shotguns and shoot them, or long-range precision rifles and shoot them. They were shooting birds, deer, whatever was coming out there on the runway, on this very active runway. It was their job to sit there and shoot them. And they didn't have any use for the meat, and so there was no point for them to actually collect them and do anything with them. So they ended up they had a backhoe, and they would dig a hole, and after they would go out there at the end of the day and get done killing stuff, They would just load it up into a dump truck, essentially, and dump it in a friggin' hole and throw some dirt over the top. And it was kind of a waste, you know? If there was something there that they could send to is that a mushroom over here? To, like a butcher shop and have it processed and given to homeless shelters and things like that. In this city here, we don't have homeless shelters. If you're homeless in this area, you just have to fend for yourself. Yes, we have that problem. Yeah, just a flower. I thought it might have been a mushroom. Well, with shooting that other pig, anything else that might have been in this area is probably not going to come in. So we might have to do this as a 2 or more part because, you know, we're at 40-minute mark and only seen the one pig. And it was not her. There was a male that was calling, and of course, don't want to offend the peoples because a male can't be the queen. No comment. So it has to be a female pig, and she is going to be piebald. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, and I personally don't care. Which is going to be a mottled color, like black and white and whatever, maybe with speckles or what have you. On the Discord channel for the hunter yesterday, I posted a picture of a white-tailed deer that I took while doing the whitetail missions. That was a piebald. And instead of it being the typical brown and whatnot, it was a darker color brown with a light, almost white color with some brown little spots inside of it. But I posted a picture in the Trophy Shots channel. Okay, well, screw you. Oh, I am doe. What is this? Rabbit? Really? I have nothing to shoot rabbits with right now. Don't think Doc would want me shooting rabbits with a 454 or 12 gauge slugs or 9.3 by 74R. The 9.3 by 74R. The R stands for rimmed. Not rim job, but rim, like a rimmed cartridge. But I will just take a peek over here, and if there are no piggies that are squealing or anything else, then we will just have to call it. This will be the the end of part 1 if this is the case. And again, RNG, random number generator. There is always that possibility that she's just not going to spawn and in this hunt. So I may have to end the hunt and restart. What would probably be good is if I had an extra tent, which I need to buy some more tents. And that's a good thing to talk about really quickly while we're sitting here killing time, looking for Miss Piggy here, the queen, is setting up a tent allows you to, when you start a new hunt, you can spawn on that tent once you've got one put down. In fact, I have one here. And I can fast travel if I have camping supplies on me. But if I start a hunt, I can spawn right there when I first start. So for something like this, I should, if it's going to be a problematic thing, I can set up a tent like maybe over here somewhere, and that way it'll put me next to this area, and I can spawn here and then keep going over and over and over again. The reason why I have one there is I have my shooting mat laid down and a target, so I can actually test the ballistic drop of different rounds. I've got it set at right at 1,000 feet, so I can see how much drop they actually have. And the 9.3 by 74R, besides being great for pretty much everything, has, as far as I've seen, the least amount of drop for any of the rifles in the game. And I see you, doe. Doe! Sorry. I'm sure I'll do it again, but yeah, that was terrible. Oh dear. Yep. See? Deer. And yes, I'm pretty sure I'm going to do that again, too. Run, doe. I don't want you here. Okay, I'll stop for now. So this is pretty much the end of this creek that's not really a creek. I see you. Run. It would be my thing, though, is I'd be distracted by screwing with that little doe. And that the pig that I'm looking for would come out from sideline over here and knock my butt down. I would accept that right now, just so I'd know that if she was here. Yeah, I think we're at the end. We've walked this entire valley and only seen the one female hog and had a male hog that called. So I think what I will probably end up doing is stopping the stream here in just a few moments. But at least for this mission, we can end it saying, okay, this is part one, and you can always come back and finish it off. I want to finish this mission. I really do, because that's 3,600 GM, and that will give me the remaining GM that I need to get the crossbow pistol and get me going towards the little bit more that I'll need for the crossbow pistol scope to go on it. And then I will go to the archery addictions range, and I will sling some bolts so I can get used to it, see what kind of drop it's got, the range, and that kind of thing, just to get a feel for it. Before I really got serious with shooting a bow, I would go to one of the target ranges, even before the archery addictions range came out, and would actually practice with it on that range, whatever bow or crossbow or what have you, so that I knew that I was capable of making the shots. You know, when I've had one mission that I had to kill a deer with the recurve bow, and I was like, holy crap. And yeah, once you get used to it, it's not that bad. But until you get used to it, there's no sights, there's no pins, there's no normal way of aiming until you figure out what to do and how to use it. There's a lot of people who've made a lot of kills with that recurve bow, not just in the game but in real life with no sights on it. So yeah, but I spent probably an hour on the range just using it. Went out and did the hunt, fired one arrow, killed the deer that I needed to kill for the mission, said okay, that's enough for me, and I put the bow away and didn't use it for probably another year. You know. But with the and everybody will tell you that the I got the Parker Python compound bow and the auto ranging pin sight on it, and that's okay. But I find myself using the snakebite more, which was, as far as I remember, the snakebite was the first bow in the game. The Carbon Fusion 10-point crossbow was the first crossbow in the game. So as they were new to the game, I bought them. You know, that way, I think even back then you couldn't get the weapons with GM. Oh, really? It's a buck. I'm not going to chase you. I'm looking for my piggy. So I think back then you could only get the new weapons and stuff with EMs. I mean, you had to spend regular money to buy the new weapons and stuff. I kind of like this, which is kind of funny though, is I've bought a lot of premium content over the years before this was a free-to-play game. And you had to buy the season pass, and buying it, you got like the 243 rifle. So I ended up with like 5 of the 243 rifles, 5 of the deer bleed. This is before you even got the shotgun, the single barrel shotgun, as a starter weapon. Also, you get now as a starter weapon, you get 243 composite. I've got 5 of the 243 classics, the wooden stocks. Yeah, so I've only got 2 of the single barrel shotguns, but 5 of the 243s, 5 of the deer bleeds. That was just a thing. It'd be nice if we could sell them back, and your extras. I would love to be able to sell 4 deer bleeds and 4 of the 243s, just to recoup some of the money back. And use that money towards something else, because you think an average of 600 EM per new rifle or new weapon. So it'd be nice to be able to get 600 EM back. Yeah, I see you, Rudy, talking in Discord. Yeah, about to kick out on this stream, y'all, because we have walked this area end to end. And only seen the one big. So I may actually restart the hunt and do like I did before, hop on a Jeep, drive out here, and then walk down into the valley and try it all over again. But what I'll probably do for short term is when I end the stream here shortly, then I will just leave the hunt going. So between streams this evening, I managed to shovel 1 slice of pizza down my gullet. Probably need to eat something else too. There's that frickin' buck again. I don't care about you. But I'll probably hunt this area for a little bit longer. That same buck has been inside here too. Just to try to knock this one out. I want to get this one accomplished. And if I don't get it here in the next few minutes, 7 minutes, we'll end this stream at 1 hour point, and I'll take a break for about 15 minutes. Oh. Feral Hog roaming. So there was another pig in here. Like I said, I'll probably just sit here and I'll keep calling, see if I can get something to come up. So I just randomly found a track there. Maybe that other track over here was actually from that deer. That I wasn't paying attention whether it was a blacktail or blacktail, a mule deer or a whitetail. Oh, there we go. Are you the queen? It's female as far as I know, but it's straight ahead. But where to get a shot from? Pretty much straight ahead that way. Although this would be my best option is to get up here on this hill, get line of sight. If the pig was down in the valley, that would be great, but I don't think it's going to happen that way. Might be better off with a shotgun out. That's a little better. A little bit of openness here. I really don't want to just walk up on her like that. You know what? I see you over there, Mr. Deer. Not a bad looking deer either. 105 to 185 on score. I'm going to have to spook you. Because I would rather be on this side, aiming down. Or aiming across. Give me some room to maneuver. Get over the damn rock. Yes. Another Jeeper comment. If you're into Jeeps, you probably have heard this. If not, then shame on you. It's just a rock. Get over it. If you're not a Jeep guy, you don't get it. So yes, deer, you can run. I don't care. I want to get it on this little point right there. Where's that hog? That's the spookiest part of it. Is I know that she's here, but I have no clue where. I hear you, dear. That buck is behind me grunting. She is like in that general vicinity right there. The trouble is I don't want her coming out right there. So I'm going to have to keep looking back over this way in case she did get across, but was calling while I was over here, trying to get her to come this way. So now being over here, I can get a flanking shot. But I have been calling, and she will then hopefully be coming towards me still. Because what's even more spooky is I normally have the volume turned up really high so that I can hear everything. And I'm not able to hear all the little nuances, little twig snapping. I've got the game volume turned up to max. See a little bit of brush movement, and I think it's her. That kind of stuff, and kind of panicky right now. Notice we were already over here, and there was nothing here. Where the hell is she? Perfect world, I want her over there on that side. So I have visibility. I can set up my shot. So I don't have to worry about her charging me and killing me. Thinking now, since I don't see her, and I should have seen her by now if she was coming to me. Did I spook her? Well, imagine the buck behind me got spooked, because it would have been coming down that way. Did she walk past me and turn? Don't know. Yes, I'm being panicky. Yes, I have first aid kits on me. Oh, shit. Do I? Yeah, I think I put some back in. Probably should have checked. I mean, it's too late now if I don't have them. Yeah, I'm paranoid. Because if I don't have them and she charges me, then pretty well screwed. If I do have them and she charges me, I can respawn right here where I get knocked down and have a better chance of actually finding her and getting retribution. So for sure, say if you're doing this mission, you get this far, you should have first aid kits with you. That's the other thing is, I'm not looking everywhere. I keep looking this way, which is where I expect her to be. So I keep looking more that way. Did I go too high? There's another female over there. That's not in this valley. But is it still considered to be this area? Because the first one that I killed was not in the area but came down. I let her get into this area. And of course it wasn't her. This one's going to be coming from that direction. But the other one was from over here. Yep, just getting panicky. I want to get this one. Because, I mean, if I get this one, that will definitely put me over the top on GM for getting the crossbow pistol. So that I'll be set up for the hunt. The Monday, the 28th, will be the start of the Halloween event. And we'll have werewolves. And, of course, as I've mentioned before, the only way to kill the werewolves is with the 308 pistol, the Wolfsbane edition, with silver bullets. Or the crossbow pistol Wolfsbane edition with the silver tipped bolts. I hate whatever beeps saying that I've stepped on something and nothing comes up. I hate to walk away from a hunt whenever I know good and well that there should have been a pig right here where I am. And there's another one that's going to be coming down the hill. And they're both female. And either one of them could be the one that I need. But I want to end the hunt at an hour. The last stream I edited within an hour, right at the hour mark, because I completed the mission within less than the hour. I try to keep these streams right at the 1 hour mark. That way I can stream, take a break, come back, do some more if I need to, or if I want to. I see some people will stream, 3-4 hours at a time. But if somebody wants to come back later and watch the stream, most people aren't going to watch the stream because these automatically upload whenever I get done. And you can always come back and watch them later. Most people will either only watch a video if it's like 10 minutes long or so, 15 minutes long, and then other people will put on a longer video like this and just let it play in the background while they're doing something else. I do that quite often. Put on, yeah, I'm not trying to say that the other channels are boring and whatnot, but shut up, dear. I can hear you bleeding. But I have to have noise. I know it sounds weird, but I can't have pure silence. I actually have to have a little bit of noise. Same thing whenever I'm sleeping. I got to have noise. I got to have something that will... If I don't have something like music playing or sound of an engine running or a YouTube video playing before I fall asleep, then I can't shut my brain up. And constantly my brain is bouncing from one thing to the next and back and forth, and I just can't settle in. I can't go to sleep. Kind of weird, but yeah, whatever. Yeah, I know they make white noise generators, but that's why I have the internet and YouTube. I've got a big TV, like 36 inch, 38, whatever. Decent TV in the bedroom, and seldom turn it on. I've got a Android tablet that I keep there that it's like an 8-inch or 10-inch tablet or something like that. I'll let that actually play YouTube video. I see you, dear. Damn. See, and he's a nice looking bug. No, I'm after a specific thing, but I'm getting ready to end this stream anyway. Now, how did you run from that? That was right... Anyway. Yeah, we're gonna... I think what I'll do is I'll just end this hunt after I go pick up a deer. Then just start all over again. Because didn't get the deer that I wanted. And... deer. Didn't get the hog that I wanted this time. So I'm thinking either, I should not shoot any other pig unless it's the one that I need, or I think it's the one that I need. So I don't spook it. Stupid ass rocks. He shouldn't go far. It's 9.3. It hits really damn hard. And yeah, usually if you hit something decent enough, it doesn't go very far. I don't want them to go anywhere. I prefer them to drop where they stand. And... I should have not taken a shot, is what I should have done. This grass can be a pain in the grass, Because I have actually, while tracking, come over and walked past them, not seeing the dome, not seeing the animal, because the grass was too tall. See any tracks on the road, and walked all around back and forth, trying to find the animal, trying to find a track, and not found anything to find out that the animal was dead, laying in the brush or, tall vegetation or whatever else. Like that. I mean, I walked past that one and didn't see the track on it. And yes, I'm leaving the valley. Figure if nothing else, leave the valley and then come back, give things time to settle down in that area. I'm not believing this deer ran that far. hitting it with this gun. And of course, it's a mule deer. I don't have the dog with me, and I didn't have the 308 with me, or one of my Anschutz rifles. If I had one of the Anschutz rifles and shot it with that, then I could have cleared another mission. Well, hopefully this year won't be much farther. Get out of here, take a break for a little while, and then I'll just restart the mission and restart the hunt, and hopefully be able to get him on the second try, get her on the second try. Well, I'm going to stay on this hunt. I'm not going to end the hunt, but I'm probably finished with this stream here in just a moment, and then call it quits for streaming tonight. Damn, how far did this bastard run? You know, the tendency is to want to run, to chase him down. But if it is a terrible, terrible shot, and this wasn't a great shot, you want them to naturally just die so you can go harvest them. But if they're going to settle back in from fleeing to roaming again, then you don't want to spook them by running towards them, which will make them run even farther, and then just prolongs the trail. So if you want to get it done faster, sometimes you have to slow down to go faster. But and I found them like this before too, that they were actually still alive. So yeah, I'm going to lose out on some CSS because of the time to the track. Wound time, 1 minute. Oil well. Okay, I want to thank everybody for watching. I'm going to take a break for a little bit, and I'm going to restart this hunt and go back and do it all over again. So, go back to here. View hunt statistics. Okay, I picked up the antler from a whitetail, but I harvested the mule deer and one feral hog. So that did not complete the mission. See, no available missions and feral hog. 9 of 10. So we still got to go back in there and look for her one more time. This is also referring to the area, but yeah, I spotted under the bridge, so we were close in the area, and she'll be furry and an awkward looking coat. So I'm going to say it's probably going to be that multicolored splotchy look to him. So I'll go back in here and try it again and see what can happen, because I need that 3600 GM. Like I said, that'll put me over the top and set me up ready to go. Alright, so single player gets set up, ready to rock and roll. I said it'd be nice if my tent was over there, but no big deal. I'll hop back in the Jeep, I'll drive back over here again, and be done with it. Alright guys and gals, thanks for watching, and we'll see you.